Well, namaste, good morning, and welcome to everybody to yet another edition of the Qualitist show. We've been running this once in a month, and preferably on the last Saturday of the month, meeting Qualitists, and this is our 17th uh, episode. We've been reaching out to Qualitists over the last 18 months. I think, say 1 month where we did not meet anyone. And this is my 16th show because I missed one a year ago. Today, coincidentally, is 26th of November, and 2008, we were witness to one of the most horrific incidences in our country. So I'd like to begin with paying condolences to all those who lost their lives in that carnage and near and dear ones. We remain your indebted. We hope that life has gone on, life does go on. And in our own small way, we'd like to say thank you for those who laid down their lives for the good cause. And of course, those who lost their near and dear ones, we're very, very sorry for it. We'll go ahead with our Qualitist show. My partner in crime, Anshuman Tiwari, he and I been interviewing Qualitists, and last month he put me in the dock. I think he enjoyed uh, groveling. He wanted to see me grovel. I don't know whether that really worked out that way, but it's good to be back on the other side. So we have a good speaker with us today, Anshuman.
Yeah, fantastic one. So thank Balaji, and I'm glad that you brought in the significance of the date. It is it's a somber moment for most, but like you said, slowly life goes on, and yeah, we remember, we don't forget, but we also move on. With that, and this being the 17th show, so the next show we will turn teen. Adult. We are already a teen, but we'll be able to vote hopefully. But thank you very much for my regular viewers. The show has caught on quite a bit, and uh, Balaji, you will be interested to know that quite a few people reach out later on and say that even though we could not watch the live show, we caught up with
Right.
the recording. So that is very
Yeah,
encouraging. Yeah, that is
yeah,
very
that's good to
encouraging
hear.
because generally for live shows, once the show is done, it doesn't have too much of a life. But it's very pleasing to know that people do see or watch it and share it later on. So we have a couple of people already on LinkedIn, so who are sharing their greetings. So thank you, Akshay, and a couple of others. And I can see that YouTube also is live and kicking. So
Wow.
all set from that point of view. I will quickly introduce the speaker briefly. Very, very accomplished speaker. So, I would strongly recommend that people take a little bit time and go to his LinkedIn page to know more about him. But Yogesh Pandya is a distinguished qualitist and is a level 3 qualitist certified by Qimpro, uh, like ourselves. And that's
Hmm.
something I want to remind our audience as well, that if you keep hearing this word qualitist, that is the word that we use for our profession. And you can actually earn the right to use the word as well if you apply for a qualitist badge with Qimpro. More details on qimpro.org, or write to me or Balaji and we will guide you to the right team. But we are very clear in our beliefs that the profession needs a name, and the name Qualitist came from nobody else but Dr. James Duran. So it is our right and probably responsibility to continue the usage of the name. Back to Yogesh Pandya. So Yogesh Pandya is a unique combination of a distinguished civil engineer and a quality professional. Right. So we don't actually find many in the 17 episodes that we are doing, 17th today. The most unique combination is this one, right? So no disrespect for any profession, but this is a combination that we don't run into quite often. In my now fairly long career, I have of course met Yogesh ji and known of his career, and only couple of others from the civil engineering field or infrastructure field who are deeply into quality and operational excellence. So that in itself, Balaji and the audience, is a unique
Yeah.
yeah. So and very, very qualified and distinguished qualitist. Long stint with Birla Group and later on with Syntex and other companies, and currently employed as the head of civil in Rubicon company. We will know more about that. But for me, the defining characteristics of Yogesh ji is the fact that he brings a very important industry and quality together, which does
together.
not
Yeah,
happen often,
yeah,
right?
because
So,
there's so much at stake. We
so
don't
much.
realize when in the construction and the civil industry, when something goes wrong there, so it could be a matter of life and death, much like the medical field. We don't
much
realize
like much like the medical field. So the contribution is immense, and the spotlight also needs to be similar. So with that, and of course, just to make sure that we introduce Yogesh ji properly, multiple accolades during a long career, and with many of these companies, culminating into the Qimpro Qualitist badge that he now has. So Yogesh ji, namaskar.
that. Namaste,
Namaste.
Balaji.
Thank you for your time, and I hope during the show we will be able to share your best practices and knowledge with the people. As is always the case, this is your show. We will try and make sure that we can bring out the best of the knowledge in the next 45 minutes or so, or maybe an hour from you. So, with that, Balaji, with your permission, I'll get on with the questions first. And since I have the mic, I will use it. Okay. The first question, and the pattern of the show, Yogesh ji, is more around conversation. So we, of course, both are also in quality. So we will, of course, also share our views. But the unique reason why you are there also as a qualitist and civil is to bring the best practices of both the professions and share it with the audience. So that is something we will all look forward to. And just as we say that, we lost Balaji in the stream, but that's fine. He'll be back. So my question first up is that you, of course, today are very well known as a qualitist, as a quality professional of repute across the country, internationally as well, in your industry, outside your industry. But obviously, this did not start this way, right? So nobody starts at that level. We only know the success story when the success story is already a success. So our usual question to everybody is that what, where is your journey, or how did you start your journey, and how did you get into quality as such? Because I am very intrigued, and so is Balaji, and many of our audience, I'm sure that through civil engineering, or maybe you didn't start with civil engineering. So we would like to know that story in brief. How civil engineering, and how did you get into quality, or operational excellence, or world class manufacturing, or any of those names? Over to you, sir.
And al- and also, sir, Anshuman,
Ah,
how did he
ah,
meet Suresh, sir? How
so
did he
so
meet
you,
Suresh,
yeah,
sir?
so since you are associated with Kimpro, or you've worked with Kimpro a little bit, so that also, if you can end with, how did you get to that? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anshuman and Reddie. First of all, I want to thank you all. The main thing is that, particularly Qimpro is doing a wonderful job for the society. One well said that if we are exchanging 1 rupee, then we both have only 1 rupee. But we are exchanging our idea, knowledge, and information. Then we both have 2 rupee, or that knowledge and information in multiples. So this is wonderful job doing by the actually Kimpro. I think, as per my knowledge, this is the oldest and first organization in the consulting, quality consulting. If I'm not wrong, please correct me. And
Absolutely.
it is actually set up by the quality guru, known name in the India, Suresh Lulaji. So we respect him very well in the quality field. And of course, you both are the pillars of this qualities things. And I'm thank you for that. You are actually taking this journey forward. Yeah. It's really wonderful to interact with you people and learn, because one way of learning is actually sharing knowledge and information with others. So when we are interacting, definitely their views give us the learning. So that is how actually I am seeing this. And yes, of course, this qualitist what I am actually getting, and here actually I put my badge. So that is really feeling proud for me basically. And this is really a very known qualitist badge, and that really feeling proud for that, and thanks for that. And yes, and this is also blessed by the JM Juran. So that is give one more steps to the our proud. Yeah, thank you. And now your first questions, I'm just sharing. Actually, my quality journey start in four phases. So I am just defining as a four phases. First phase is basically my childhood dream. Okay, so in my childhood dream, when I was studying, and I am born and brought up in the middle class family. So at that time, TV watching is somewhat dream. That means we have to go for my friend's house and see the TV. So when I was watching the TV, so at that time I have seen one advertisement, and that advertisement of the Larsen and Toubro L&T. So वहाँ पे that two three children are actually showing one building, and that was marvelous building, and they are saying this building is made by my father. ये building मेरे पापा ने बनाया है. So that actually clicked in my mind, and that all people have wear the helmet and so on. So I thought I will also become an engineer. I can wear the helmet and I will construct some marvelous thing where actually my children can proud. Yes, this is done by my father. So from that actually my dream has started to become an engineer. So yes, this dream has become true. I have joined in 1995 Larsen and Toubro, that is Gujarat Cement Works Koaya, and that's just a barren land. And the barren land is like that. We have to call forest people, and that's all wild animal we have to pick up, and then we have to start survey. So that was the my first journey started from there actually. And there we have built up India's largest single location plant, that is Gujarat Cement Works Koaya, that having very large setup and all amenities, and of course that all has we have created with our well-deserving team. And yes, in this journey, I want to personally thank uh, Mr. V.M. Mullidharan, who has actually mentored me in a very systematic way. And then it is supported by Mr. L. Rajsekhar and Mr. H.K. Bhattacharya for moving forward. Okay, and as far as my dream to come as a civil engineer, that is basically fulfilled with the blessings of my parents, then my sacrifice of my brother, and yes, of course, brothers and sisters, they have actually supported me to fulfill this dream. So that is second phase of my working with the Larsen Toubro from 1995 to 2006. So there actually we have implemented LSIP. Then we have launched Project Parivartan, and then we have launched process-based organization, and so on. After that, my third phase is work with the Saura Cement Works. That is for about 5 years. So where actually we have implemented the main aspects of the customer. That means we have interacted with the customers, and we have raised our market share by interacting with the customers, then created the our quality lab and so on. And third phase is basically last fourth phase is working with the Aditya Birla Group, Grasim Industries, and Epoxy Division. So where my more focus was in the creating a sustainable infrastructure from the day one, then creating the culture of improvement from day one, and of course we have created a benchmark project that has basically got the international level and India level award. So there actually I want to thank my mentors Pradeep Kumar Dubey, then Mr. Prem Tiwari and Mr. Rajesh Chok. So they have
Yogesh,
supported me very well.
Yogesh,
Okay, so
your voice is breaking a little bit. You everything okay? You want a glass of water or
yeah, I am okay.
ah, good.
So this is actually my fourth phase of the quality journey, basically. Yeah, continue.
Wow. And how did you meet Suresh sir? How did you come to know about Suresh sir?
Uh, that actually we are having our own business excellence forum, and I am serving as a co-chairman of the business excellence forum of Bharuch District Management Association. So there we have met actually our one of the consultant. Sorry, I am Mr. Nital Javeri, and
Uh,
from I come to know about the Qimpro, and then we have interacted, and there actually we have met online on Suresh Lula sir actually.
okay. Wow. So that's what we wanted to know. And that since you spoke about that you're following a business excellence model, so that leads us to the next question, because many of these models, the business excellence model, tools, techniques, philosophies, thought processes, uh, people, it's quite generic. The people who created these, but they need to be adopted and adapted depending on the domains you come from. Uh, what kind of practices did you come up with in the civil engineering domain? I mean, how did you adapt and adopt some of the best practices and something that the other domain people can also learn from? I mean, what it was and how you created this, which is very very specific to civil engineering. Could you please just share with us something?
Yeah. So when I was working with the L&T, so we have created large India's cement plant. So once cement plant is constructed, so it was new plant and a new plant. So actually there will be no maintenance for 1, 2, 3 years. So I have discussed with my boss that yes, I want another assignment to at least my further learning. So then from that onward, my second, that means parallel working has started as a TPM implementer. Okay. So when we started this TPM implementer, so in that our focus is how actually we have to implement the TPM. So nowadays we are talking that stakeholder engagement and so on. So we have just started this way back in 96, 97 actually. So we have implemented one thing. So first of all, we have designed the program, how we have to involve our entire team of the our Gujarat Cement Works Koaya. Then how we have to involve all our stakeholders, surrounding villages, our associates, our contractors, our vendors, then our logistics partners, and so on. So we have hired ISER consultancy, and based on that, we have designed the program. So I was one of the key member in designing the program, and then we have designed the program of LSIP, that is called Large Scale Interactive Process. So wherein we have invited all our customers, vendors, associates, our township members, surrounding 10 villages, sarpanch, and everyone, and then we have this divided program in a 4 days, and we have made the actually batches, and then our large town hall is there. There this program we have conducted, we have made the actually project Parivartan name, so that also actually we have involved everyone, our members of the family, and then we have come out with the name for the project, that is called project Parivartan. and wherein this show was live for continuous 4 days in entire our township. So our all ladies club members, our family members also feel what we are going to do the different. And same way wherever at that time infrastructure was there, so it was also going live at our vendors location. So that is the kind of digitization we have done way back in 97. So accordingly, we have involved each and everyone, and the program is that what exactly our all stakeholders expect from us, and what is their expectations. So based on that, actually, we have designed. Suppose our X customer want this, how we can achieve and deliver. That's how we have actually aligned our entire organization, Gujarat Cement Trucks Koaya, in that fashion. And then we have launched the project Parivartan, that is called TPM with Six Sigma, and wherein actually we have focused on the people, process, and asset. So that is how we have aligned the entire our project. Yeah.
Okay, that was interesting. TPM, because that I think that was around in the 1990s. I remember I heard this for the first time, and I was wondering how elaborate this could be. And I didn't realize it would be an part of a strategic approach towards running a company. So wow, that was amazing. Yeah,
So
take it away,
here
Anshuman.
actually all thanks goes to our visionary leader, Mr. V.M. Mullidhar, and supported by the deserving team. Yeah, I'm just feeling that these are the actually wonderful my experience of life.
Always the case, sir.
We and the audience are happy to learn from that, Yogesh ji. So that is, and once again, thank you for sharing so openly, because uh, we are all able to learn from other distinguished qualities, and you are among the foremost ones. So and in that spirit is the next question. So we are always very keen to know. Of course, you are very young even now, but if you and Balaji and I are both in that age group where we have to pass each other some compliments like this only. So that's so nobody else does that. So we do that to each other.
Yeah,
I
self
know
motivate.
nobody.
You to self motivate.
Yes, so the so even though we all are very young and you are the youngest amongst us, but in case we have to give advice to the or you have to give advice to the young Yogesh Pandya who's getting into the field of quality and related topics, and with the background you have, or assume that some youngsters come to us today, and and Balaji is a professor. I also coach some youngsters, so we often run into situations where people ask for advice. Advice is a very dangerous territory, but we still try. So, what would be your advice to somebody who wants to build a career in quality management, and may not be from civil, So, of course, that as a general advice, anybody who wants to build a career in quality management or related topics like operational excellence, world class manufacturing, uh, what would you advise them to do?
See, basically, these all are the change management process, and wherein our focus required with passion. Okay, so generally, when I am saying change management, so I am just sharing one story with the people to understand what is change management. See, all these things, business excellence or TPM, TQM, and quality management journeys, these all are change management journey. We have to change the mindset of the people, and then we have to implement. So when we are taking any change management process, so change management is a pain process. Okay, so I'm giving some examples. Suppose some our sister or mother, she's pregnant. Okay, so now she's under a change process. So when she's undergoing this process, this is very painful. Okay, so same way I'm saying when we are taking any change, so it's a pain process. But what we are following the process when she is pregnant, so actually she is consulting the doctor, and she is actually time to time checking her body. in a very precise manner. And based on that, what course corrections medicines is required. So accordingly, she is taking the medicine and then she is comfortable with her change process. Same way, change process when we are taking, so lot of actually uh, hindrances in that process. So we have to actually analyze, being a doctor, what exactly the barriers for this implement process, and based on that, we have to give time to time that medicine to that process. And when we are giving this process medicine to that process, then ultimately what happen? Gradually, she becomes comfortable, and after that, last leg of her delivery. So when she is doing delivery, so doctors and there are maybe one or two few members, yes, you can do it, you can do it. We are actually motivating her, supporting her, and then ultimately she delivers the baby boy or baby girl. So that is how same when she get a baby boy or baby girl. So what sort of a actually she's feeling, oh my god, I have boy, baby boy or baby girl, what actually enjoyment she is getting. Same way, when we are in the change process, so time to time we have to give this medicine. How we can do that? After that, when we are in the last leg of implementation, we have to motivate our team, support our team, and ultimately our team deliver the end goal. Then there is no doubt that entire team will enjoy the fruit of that particular process. That is how actually I am seeing a change management process, and that's how actually I am implementing the things.
Fantastic.
Wow.
I think this analogy will stay with
His
many
analogy,
people.
yes.
Yeah.
In
I
fact, remember you because Dr. Duran, he drew a lot of inspiration from nature, and this is something else.
Fantastic. I think so. Good lesson for youngsters as well, because I particularly like Balaji. I thought this passion and pain going together is a wonderful statement, because a lot of online and WhatsApp gyan is available today that follow your passion and everything. But I keep saying
Yeah,
that following your
yeah,
passion
exactly.
comes with pain,
Y-
and there is profession before
Exactly.
passion. So
So since you said that, Anshuman, people often wonder what the word passion means. And
hmm,
there was a movie that came out some years ago called The Passion of the Christ.
hmm,
And it was about the last 24 hours of suffering that Jesus Christ went through before he was crucified. The meaning of the word passion is to suffer.
yeah, absolutely.
So are you
So
willing to suffer for the cause that you believe in? And that's
yeah,
where passion comes from.
these days WhatsApp University has totally converted and taken over.
Don't tell me.
And
The way they go around.
so good reminder, sir. And one that reminder reminds me of the stage in the show. We are midway exactly. So one quick reminder to the audience: you can drop in your questions, and we will pose them. Please make it tough so that we can pose the questions to Mr. Pandya today. And he has already given his time, so we have his time, dedicated time. We will certainly bring in your questions to the live in the show. Okay, with that, Balaji, over to next question. If you
Sure.
want to bring it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. So, Yogesh sir, I mean, being a part of an industry that has evolved so much, I mean, the kind of uh, processing and technology that is being used in construction engineering, civil engineering, decades ago and now, it's a far cry. But still, some of the things remain the same. Likewise, how do you see that impacting the word of quality? What do you think is the future of quality with technology advancing as well as some things remaining the same? So, what do you think will remain the same, and what do you think will change?
Yeah. See, actually, I'm in construction industries, and actually, I'm handling greenfield, brownfield projects and the infrastructures. So, what challenges I'm seeing in this getting into the particular that part? See, after the corona, Now the living style and the living standard has changed, and people are actually seeing that mobility is one of the painful and stressful for each and everyone. That is one part. Second is when we are seeing this challenge, so how to meet with, that is one. And yes, second challenge is climate change. So that climate change is actually perspective in totality, if you can see. Okay. So now our more focus on the how we can do the sustainable construction, then the green building, then how we can do the circular economy aspect, and evolve in particular that other, how we can reuse, recycle the construction things and so on. So that focus is must required, and where actually we need to do a detailing. Okay, so now I'll see you just a small example. We have created one plant, epoxy plant in Vilayat, Gujarat. Okay. So therein we have to design one control room. So how we have actually conceptualized the things basically. So their operator has to operate the entire plant. Okay. So we have considered him as a pilot. So we have created the entire control room like a one Boeing jet Viman, and we are considering him as a pilot. Okay, because he is going to run our plant, so he's a pilot. So that type of environment we have created. Now, what detailing? Suppose he is sitting, so generally operator has to sit for 8 hours at that chair. So we have actually selected the ergonomic chair, and that is back with the net, so that air passing will happen and he will not face the itching problem. And same way, due to ergonomic chair, he will comfortable during 8 hours and he is not actually hazards to their body. Now he has to continuously do the monitoring on the monitors. So generally, color monitors are giving the brain stresses. That means on stress on brain. That's why we have just created the all our that gray base monitors, and then whatever the important parameters that will only cling in the red, yellow, and green. So that is how we have taken care of the design aspects. Okay. Now one step ahead. Now we have constructed the plant. So wherein suppose we are constructing the road. So that is actually the cost consuming. And when we are excavating the things, so we are excavating the fertile land, and that is basically disturbing the biodiversity. Okay, so how we have focused on how we can reduce the excavation part, or how we can do that. And same way, when we are transporting that material, excavating and sending to another, so there is a carbon emission in the environment while we are actually transporting the material. So we have come up with the solution that our own Aditya Birla Group, another group company is having the waste of the copper slag. So we have made the design of the road-based slab about entire campus, that is 50% of copper slag and 50% of the black cotton soil. So that's how we have made our entire road base. So almost whatever the 100% soil, so we have utilized 60 to 62% of the soil in that particular road base. And beside our copper slag, that is a waste material of the our another plant. So it's a purely example of the circular economy. And then rest of the things we analyzed, about 12 to 13% we have used in the green belt development area. And another thing is where the below pipe rack, so there is basically a not much movement, so that we have filled up. So likewise we have removed majority of the transportation and excavation part and utilizing of the waste. So that is a one example how we can focus on the current challenges. Same way, now we have done the building. So people are actually going with the bricks. So when we are producing one bricks, there is a 1 cubic meter of carbon emission in the environment. So we have replaced these bricks with the AAC block, that is autoclaved aerated block. So that is a very zero waste material. And when we are doing construction with that material, so there is a 2 tier temperature difference. inside and outside. So now we have designed the building for the 50 years. So there is a 2 TR saving in our AC loading, and that much AC loading. So you can see how much carbon emission we are saving in the environment. Okay, so that's how we are doing the what the basically now climate change. So we are indirectly we are supporting to our climate change. Same way, when we are producing 1 ton of structural steel, so there is a 3.5 ton of carbon emission in the environment. Okay, so how we can do that? So we have done the total analysis of the our plant, and we have done the geometry of the our plant, and then we have come out with the solution. We have replaced major our load carrying structures with the H beam instead of I beam. So that's how we have actually 12% structural steel save in the entire construction of the our plant. So 12%, so around we have done 3,500 more than that ton. So for that 12% we have reduced. So that much of carbon emission we have saved in the environment during the only production. Then this we also, so suppose after 50 years or 60 years we need to actually utilize this material. So this is also a recyclable material. So that's how we have designed the composite structure of the entire plant. Then that is how actually there are a lot of examples. If time permits, definitely I love to share actually.
No, please do. We were
So certainly, yeah.
just taken aback.
Okay,
I
okay.
was
Because this,
I was spellbound by
yeah,
so much.
I was just, wow,
Great.
just came
Okay,
out of my
so
mouth. I was like,
there are
wow.
a few more examples of sustainable construction practices. Like we have to actually construct the warehouse. Okay, so warehouse required a very large area. So we have designed with the Indian standard. Then lot of steel structure weight is coming, and it is not fitting into your budget. Then we have done the international standard. That means our for what that US standard. So based on that, we have worked out. So there is a some reduction in the total tonnage of the structural steel. But when we are constructing, doing this, so there is no actually approval or stability certificate we will get. So that was the actually challenge. So then we have done the brainstorming with our deserving team, and we have to come out this solution. Why can't we actually go our warehouse is a G plus 3 or 4? So accordingly, we have come out with the idea that rack supported warehouse. So our entire actually warehouse is supported on the racks. So our total span of the total things has reduced, and accordingly, entire our structural steel gone as requirement. That footprint area is reduced, and that was also fit into the budget. So I think that was the first in the Aditya Birla Group, and third in the India. We have come up with the this rack supported warehouse. This is one example of that. Then ETP. So effluent treatment plant, wherein people are actually, I want to implement one new structure, but who will actually uh, tie the bell to the cat, यानी बिल्ली को घंट कौन बांधेगा? So अभी कोई भी नया टेक्नोलॉजी है, if any new technology, then convincing the stakeholder is a very difficult task. So repeatedly discuss with the all team member, my leader and so on, and at least our process people was not convinced. So then we have come out with the solution. Why can't we at least check for one tank out of 10 tanks? So one tank, that is basically a fish pond. So wherein we have to 1400 cubic meter of the water we have to store. So we have come out with the segmented tank. So only we have to construct the floating foundation, and then segment will be joined, and inside we have to put the balloon, and in balloon actually that water will be stored. So you can imagine 1400 cubic meter of the capacity tank just constructed in 7 days, and that too reducing the all carbon emission of that particular actually huge concrete quantity and time required. That's how actually we have implemented that segmented tag in the our ETP plant.
Wow, so this is all towards green quality. I think Pandya sir, you should be there on our green qualitist group, and I think Mr. Bittu Sehgal and Talwara sir must be jumping up and down right now if they listen to this.
I love to do
Please say,
that.
Anshuman.
Because it is my passion. See, now I have learned a lot of things from industries. So now my vision is to give back to society wherever I can contribute.
Yeah, wonderful.
I will certainly take this opportunity, Balaji. The only last week we had Qimpro Award, so those who last Saturday actually, those who missed out on that, I of course have shared a brief profile, but but it is a wonderful opportunity because this year we like more recent years in last 2 3 years. Last year, of course, last 2 years we did not give out the awards as such. But this year we had a winner in the platinum winner in the environment category also. Professor Haripriya Gundimeda of the IIT Bombay School of Humanities, and who's a specialist in the economics of the green, you know, sustainable and green environmental things. So it is very easy to say that we should all have green stuff and we should
Yeah.
sustainable method, but it is usually, as of now, it's probably in dollar terms it is expensive or in rupee terms, but she has done a lot of research, and as Pandya sir was talking, I was reminded of her contribution. She's her research is more on what is the other cost which goes unnoticed. If you total all that cost, it is actually far more economical to use green methods because you save a lot of effluent, you save a lot of carbon emission, you save a lot of people effort, and it is more durable and so on. It is amazing work. So she's been able to talk in terms of money where people don't want to talk money. So I will. What I'll do also is, Pandaji, I will introduce you into that space, and every year this award process, and it will also help us spread the word around green quality or quality in environment and sustainable efforts. So the last 5 minutes were spellbinding. Thank you very much. I did not
Absolutely.
know that 1 ton of steel needs three or leads to 3.5 tons of carbon
Tons
emission.
of
So
carbon. Yeah.
this is the same debate that is going on in some circles, that when you actually drive a electric vehicle, you are
Vehicle
you are only transferring the pollution from one place
from
to
one place
another.
to another. That's right.
You're
That's
probably
right.
not reducing the pollution. Of course, that
Yeah.
pollution is maybe concentrated and it is away from the city. So in that sense, you may be still benefiting the environment, but actually it is not pollution free. It is only transferring of the problem from one place to
None.
another place. At some point, when solar vehicles will be there, and we all will be around, maybe that will be hopefully truly pollution free, or close to. So on that count, we have a question on our YouTube channel, Yogesh ji, and I will flash it on the screen so that we all can read it. Uh, Dharit, I'm hopefully reading the name right. Dharit Dave. Yeah, Dharit. Nice name. How about solar powered plants, and will this? Oh, so this is very timely. I just spoke about solar stuff, and but his question, Dharit's question is, how about solar powered plants? Will this contribute towards energy saving without harming environment? So Balaji and I will shut up, and the expert will speak.
See, actually, I'm not expert in solar, but whatever knowledge I'm having and whatever I have read and actually interacting with the people, of course, this solar is benefiting in the green energy, because when we are using coal, and what sort of a carbon emission we are actually emitting in the environment versus this really a green energy. And when we are doing this construction phase also, we are emitting less carbon emission, because this is mostly on the supported structure or existing building top and so on. So we are not creating another infrastructure for actually installing this. So that's how overall, if you are seeing the life cycle things, then yes, definitely the solar power plant is green energy, and it will not actually harm the environment as compared to our coal based power plant.
Yeah, thanks. And Dharit, it seems like you are fairly aware of these things, but just what 2 cents that I can add is that there is a lot of debate around solar energy as well, but because the panels which are used to convert the solar sun rays into energy, they themselves lead to some element of pollution, because they will have to be dumped after some years. And where do you dump that? So there is a lot of work happening in that space. Can you extend the life of those panels? Can you make them reusable? Can you make them easy to dump? Because it has various components which are not that biodegradable.
Mm,
So, but like Pandya sir said, the proportionate or the comparative harm to the damage to the environment is very, very less compared to conventional sources of energy. So, in that sense, probably the purest form, even purer than the solar one, would be the wind and water or hydro powers, because there is hardly any uh, chemical substance required to convert that energy into, or convert that resource into energy. I do a little bit reading in this space, so I was able to add a little bit. But thank you very much. We are towards the end of the show, and I will keep an eye on the questions. But one question, of course, I had is that uh, from a quality professional, so you are, of course, a distinguished civil or infrastructure engineer as well, Pandyaji, but you are also a quality professional, in your own right. How do you see the future of quality as a subject, as a profession? What is coming next? What all things are changing from your point of view? Um, any views on that?
Yeah, as far as this quality implementation is concerned, currently the resource crunch, as far as skilled quality resource crunch in the entire industry. You will talk about any manufacturing industries or in construction industries or another service industries. So this is I am seeing is a one of the most required resource being a quality professional. That is number one. Now challenges in different perspective when we'll see. So when we are talking about construction, so mainly we need to focus on convenience, connectivity, and cost. So now when we are talking about mobility, so we need to focus on mobility, how we can do the mass transport and how we can do the our entire city in a pockets. That means I am creating one area wherein everything is available. Nearby my home is there, nearby bank is there, nearby my working place is there, nearby my all food requirement is there, nearby my all gardens and play area, everything is to be nearby. So people don't want to actually waste their time in the mobility, and through that mobility what they are actually getting the health hazard. So in that fashion we need to see when we are creating any infrastructure, so we have to focus on particular that aspects. And when we want to implement quality in the organization, so quality is not delegated, quality is led. And how we need to let is, yes, we have to see actually which medicine we need to give to which disease, and based on that we need to do the total analysis, and after that appropriate medicine we need to do that when we want to implement the quality. Now I'm talking about construction. So generally, whenever I'm actually engaging site engineer and I'm saying that what job you are looking for, then he say I'm checking column, I am checking shuttering, I am checking reinforcement, I am checking concrete. But that is only a general aspect. When I am asking what you are looking, so column. So is that in plumb? Then column, what the grade of concrete, that grade of concrete we have received, at in what time it has transported from the RMC, and what slump required at site. Then what the I have taken the cube of that particular aspects. When I am checking the shuttering, it is exposed shuttering or a finished shuttering or a plate shuttering, that is I have checked or not. Then after that, what a real propping is required, and ultimately most important, when I am going to construct taking this activity, then what sort of hazards involved in that? Have I taken the all corrective actions to particular thing? So that sort of a quality aspects see in each and every activity aspects of that, then I think you become a quality engineer.
He's talking about quality resources. We need people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. Now there will be a very resource crunch, particular we are talking about construction, beat any industry.
This is an awesome point because and we
Yes.
ask this kind of question quite often, Pandyaji. But you know, generally the future of quality, of course, we all agree that we want a bright future of quality, but it is for us to create that future. So nobody else will come and create that future for us. If
Absolutely.
we all and those in the audience who are in the field of quality, Balaji, myself, yourself, and many others, qualitists and people aspiring qualitists as well. I keep reminding everybody that the future of quality is bright, but it is for us to create. Nobody is coming to help us because everybody is working on their own profession and their future. And
And
the
that's why I
biggest
have told that quality is not delegate. Quality needs to be led.
led, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so, and I keep telling everybody that of course, it is for us to create, and you know, if we don't do the work, there is no profession, and that is true for every profession, right? So it is not just for quality but for every profession, but quality is at the core of many leading profession, and you are a shining example that you are a civil infrastructure expert, but you have brought so much from quality field into your field and also taken from your field and given it to the quality field. This is the future in my view, that if we can learn from people like you, people like other healthcare professionals who have been on the show earlier. Amazing
See,
example that we can marry the two subjects. Yeah,
so
please.
here
Sorry.
actually I want to thank my mentor at epoxy plant. See,
Hmm.
because being a civil engineer, they have given me the responsibility of driving the 9,000, 14,000, 18,000. So all three integrated civil, being a civil engineer, I was actually driving. Otherwise, in chemical plant, generally quality 9,000 is looking after by the quality head, 14,000 looking after by the another environment head, and safety is looking after by the safety head. But being a civil engineer, they have given me a chance to actually implement that three things, and that has actually given a lot of learning and insight to me due to my passion, and that's how actually I'm moving on.
And see
Wow.
where your passion has taken you.
Yeah.
And we have this golden opportunity to learn from you. I keep telling everybody that these conversations are like private tuition, but with an audience. So Balaji and I are lucky to learn from you, but around the room there are people, audience, who can also learn with us. Balaji, over to you towards the end of the show. So maybe last
Yeah,
question.
sure. So one last question, and definitely I want to ask this question because we've seen and heard so many new things today. Yogesh ji, please tell us any books that you would like to recommend on quality, innovation, something to do with maybe the future, anything. I mean, quality, especially for anyone listening to this, people like us, anything that you want to mention. Maybe change your life, or maybe something that you could think
Yeah.
that would impact the profession.
Frankly speaking, I am not reading much book, only Bhagavad Gita. And I think
Okay.
that has given me the total insight, and that has actually led me to reach from X level to Y level. And anytime I am in problem, my problem is sorted out through that particular Bhagavad Gita. And of course, now I am not reading the book but taking the help of Google, but specific to that. And from that I'm learning. So I'm surfing LinkedIn, I'm surfing another websites, and mainly UN website I'm always going through. So wherein SDG, so sustainable development goals, that I'm going in each goal in a detail, and based on that actually I'm trying to incorporate my job, how I can contribute to this particular SDG. And suppose that I am doing and that I am actually involving in my design and execution, then ultimately it leads to the end result of the organization as well as the our things.
That's the original Quality handbook.
Fantastic. Cool. I think we are towards the end of the show. Like all quality shows, we must start and end on time. So we just a few minutes away. So I will try and wrap up. Fantastic show, Yogesh ji. Thank you very much for bringing lessons from another field into quality and showing to us once again, like many other leading people before you on the show have also shown, that quality is actually a horizontal where it can go across any subject. And as long as we are interested in making things better, people like you and other leaders will keep showing us the path in that sense. So I hope the audience today has benefited, and I'm sure actually that must have benefited. I was spellbound, and Balaji also confessed
Mm,
that many things that we think that, like the carbon thing, that the solar thing, that the construction and all these things, we just assume that it is there,
right.
but so much quality work goes behind it and inside it. So thank you for enlightening us and also being on the show. Before we end the show, I always remind of the next show. So of course, in the quality series, Qualitist series that we do, the next show will be the last Saturday of December. We will just keep a watch on the holiday season because that many people are, you know, not available. So we might shift the date a little bit, but that will be with the December Qualitist, just like November Qualitist is Yogesh ji. And next Saturday, on my Manage Better show, there is a fantastic, for the first time, I will be unveiling a book which is recently written by the head of quality, ex-head of quality of Infosys, Satyendra Kumar. He, along with another Tata Group professional, Raghu Kale, will be live to unveil the book that Kumar has written. So it will be a unique show because in 45 or so 44 shows in that series, I have not yet unveiled a book. So it will be like the first unveiling of a book, special for me. So I will, of course, post. Those who are new to the show, new to the series, please follow Balaji, myself, and of course, Yogesh ji. I have also earlier in the show shared the details of Yogesh ji's YouTube channel, which is a fantastic channel. So those who are interested in the civil and related topics, that's a excellent channel to follow. I will try and bring up the banner once again so that it is available. This is available. It is also listed in the comments on the both LinkedIn and YouTube. So you can, I would request you to please have a look. And if you're interested, please subscribe. With that, right on time, we will call it a day. And any closing remarks, Yogesh ji? Anything from you?
Yeah. So who are actually new in this quality fields? Only I want to say that quality is only the mindset of serving and giving the experience management by through focus on the basically people process asset. And when we are doing this passionately with the one focus on one C, that is only the customer, maybe internal or external, and ultimately we have to focus on the 3P. So that is basically a people, planet, and profit. If we are aligning entire things, then there is no doubt that we can achieve the excellence in the quality. That is how we have to see, because what I have just currently is the sustainability and climate change. That is also one major challenge. That's why these 3P we are keeping in mind. With this one C, then definitely we'll be achieving our ultimate goal of excellence.
Fantastic. I think there can't be any better closing than this. We Qimpro is also extremely committed to the world of green quality and environment friendly future. So, with that, I will thank everybody in the audience and, of course, Yogesh yourself and my partner in crime, Balaji. Till the next week, next month, we will see you then. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.